Hello everyone, Zion here. I'm going to show you how to add a robot arm to your avatar. This tutorial is specifically designed for my robot arm, and we're going to be putting it on my digital avatar. So without further ado, I'll show you what we need. So what we need is the arm, the Pumkin avatar tools, and Avatars 3.0 Manager. These are things you need. You can get Gesture Manager to help test, but you don't need it. And then also, since we're going to be going into Blender, what you want to do is go to Google, search Cat's Blender plugin, GitHub, scroll down. Oh wait, no, 2 releases. Here you go. Scroll down, and then Cat's Blender plugin right here. Okay, and once you've got that all downloaded, we're ready to go. So first of all, go to your avatar and find the FBX, which would look like this. Usually it'd be in a folder called FBX. Some avatars aren't very organized. Once you've found it, go to the file directory and Control C it. And then you want to open Blender. You need Blender for this. I currently use Blender version 3.6.11 on the bottom right here. And okay, delete everything in the scene by dragging and deleting. And then what you want to do, so in order to get the Cat's Blender plugin working, you want to go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, Install, go to your downloads, and then just click Install. Don't unzip it, just click Install. And you should see it like here. And just click on the little box. I get an error every time, but the thing is, whenever I go to the right here, where this little arrow is, it's right here. It works just fine. And now, I like to import through here. I don't like to import through the plugin. I don't know. It's just a little thing of mine. Control V it into the import, and here we go. Digital.fbx. Import it here, and voila, here he is. Now that we've got him in, I'm just gonna edit the viewport. I don't like it when the armature does that. I don't know why it does that for me. It should be coming in like that. Anywho, now we are here. What we want to do is now import the arm, which I do need to quickly find. I did not have that ready. That is not good. Okay, I found where my arm is. So just again, file, import, FBX, Control V the file directory, and then import FBX. And booyah! Here is the arm in all its glory. And what you want to do is just go to your clothing and just hide everything that isn't needed to be seen. So in fact, what we can do is go to the armature, drop down, and shift click everything that doesn't need to be seen. Oh, we do need to see the body though. Okay, now the arm is ready and here. So next step, let's change this. Want to make sure the bones line up nicely, which these bones are already pretty aligned. They're a little bit off. We could change it a bit, but I'm sure it should be fine. Sorry for this not being very polished, I'm trying. So the thing is, in order to change the size and shape of this to fit the body, it is a bit awkward, and you would have to move a lot and change the shape of a lot, and it gets very awkward. So for example, with an arm like this, if I go into pose mode and scale it, it squashes the entire arm, despite me really only want to squash this one. And it just gets really awkward after you start trying to squish and change shape of things. So you need a lot more knowledge in order to do that. I could do that, it just takes a lot of time, and I'm not really willing to do that in a tutorial. That's a lot to explain. So once you're happy with the placement of the arm, what you want to do, go to your body, and then hit tab to go into edit mode. And then you want to basically just slice off your arm, simply put. So you want to go into wireframe, drag, and then just hit delete vertices. Now, as you can see, it's not the most flush, beautiful cut in the world. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of bring it in a bit, try to shape it properly. And the best way to do this, you could either do one of two things. Either go to sculpting, which will allow you to go to the left side here on the grab brush, and basically just grab and drag it around. That works. But what I like to do is go into tab mode, Like this circle up here, proportional editing. Hit here, connected only, just so you're not grabbing other things. I don't really think there's anything other than the body to grab, now I think of it. Ammo. Okay. And now notice how when I'm dragging it, the entire body is going with it. What you want to do is grab this and hit page down. And just press and hold it until you get to a good point. Now, the only problem with my model is that I'm using shape keys. So what we might have to do is find the shape key. Yeah, see, the shoulder is the shape key that is perfect for this. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. It might be simpler for you. If you're not using shape keys, you don't have to worry about the lengths that I'm going. Anyways, we'll just shape this up. Okay, so that'll probably be good enough for the tutorial. So what we need to do now is go to the main armature, the one with the body. You can tell by when you click on it. Click on it in the top right, or you can just click on it in the scene and you'll know when it lights up a lot more. So we're going to delete, let's see, all the unused bones on the body, regarding the arm, that is. So what we'll do is we'll grab all of these ones and delete these bones because we're not using it anymore. We got rid of the hand. We're only using the robot hand now. And yeah, we can keep that. Do not delete the shoulder. We don't want to delete that. We can delete the arm one too, I'd say. I'm pretty sure we can work with that. Okay. Alright, so now what we can do is, let's see, merge the armatures is next. That's what it is. Yes. And we'll hit merge all bones. And then we merge the armatures. Alright. Now that the armatures are merged, we're going to go into pose mode and just see how everything's looking. See, what we'll notice is that this is not going to be connected to that. So what we're going to need to do is go tab, make sure that you grab the old body one. It's a bit hard to grab. There we go. Sometimes you have to kind of pan and go inside. You want to make sure you're grabbing the old bone and merging it to the new bone. It might be a bit hard to know if it is the old or the new bone. I guess the best way to look is by clicking on this one and then clicking on the opposite one and noticing how they're named the same. So that basically means if it's named the same, this is the old one. We're gonna shift click onto here. So this one's yellow, that one's orange. And let's see, model options to active. There we go. Now this bone has both the weights of the body and the arm. When we go into pose mode, it moves with it. Now this is definitely something that you'll find. What I would then recommend doing, this is where it's going to get a little bit complicated, but just bear with me. We'll delve into this side too. Let's go to object mode, weight paint, and this is where it gets a bit scary. I know, weight painting, but don't worry, it's really not that hard. So you want to make sure you're on the shoulder underscore right bone. Turn up the radius a little bit. Turn down the strength. Get rid of this. You want basically this bone to grab all of this mesh here. So what we'll do is we'll just paint around like that. Now it looks like a bit of a mess, so we're going to use the blur brush here and just blur. And any parts that you feel like aren't like good, so like right there, it's a little bit patchy. We'll blur it. A little bit patchy. Blur. And you basically just want to kind of keep repeating and kind of working on this little process until you get like a nice look. And what I mean by a nice look is when we go back into pose mode, I'll show you. I don't think that's going to be too bad, I hope. But I don't feel like it's going to move enough though. See, that's not too bad, especially with it being the shoulder. I don't think you really need it. It's not going to move that much since it's just a shoulder. But yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Now that we have the arm attached and weight painted correctly, we've pretty much got the arm on. Okay, and now that we've got the arm on, we're gonna go file. See, I would go through this, but mine doesn't tend to work. I don't really know why, but I'll show you the way I do it. Oh, and also we have gloves here. The gloves are not gonna work unless I reposition it, but just for now, because I don't want to go too in depth, we're just gonna leave it. We're gonna go file, export, FBX, and then we're gonna go back to where your avatar's FBX was. So FBX here, and here it is. Now I would replace it, but what we're gonna do is right click, rename. We're gonna head it go to start and type backup, just so when we know it is the backup. And now what I do, which this should work if you find that whenever you export the way I'm doing it, it might be wrong. You just need to fiddle around with the export settings, but it should be good if you do transform, FBX all, apply transform, armature, turn off add leaf bones, and then we can export into this folder. Okay, and now Unity is going to recognize that export as the avatar's normal FBX. So you're going to find that when we open it, it's going to be an absolute mess. Just give it a second. See, yeah, from where we've changed the bone, now it's like, what do I do? So now I'm gonna go to here onto the FBX, configure, and all of this is now completely like lost. So shoulder to right arm shoulder, upper arm, ooh, come on, there we go, to upper arm, lower arm to lower arm, and this is part where it gets a little bit of a pain in the ass. Now we're gonna assign all of the hand bones. So the wrist. Oh wait, I'm dumb. My bad, I'm sorry. Alright, wrist. The hand, even though it doesn't really make much sense. Hold up. What? I grabbed that. The wrist. There we go. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Now we can go to the right hand and you can just use the picture up here to help you a bit more. It can make it a lot easier rather than looking at the names like proximal, intermediate, and what's the other one? Distal. Yeah, just allocate these all like so. Because what we're doing now is we're telling the system what are the what bones are what bones for the humanoid. Okay. Okay, what's going on here? Left elbow. I think it's just not in. Okay, I think you should be fine. So you go to pose, enforce T pose. Oh yeah, there we go. And now he's happy guy. Hit apply. And done. Okay, so now we've got the FBX sorted. Yes, it's still a mess. It's going to be a mess. But this is where Pumkin avatar tools come in. So what you do is go to, let's see. Here we are. You need Avatars 3.0 Manager. I think I already have that in here. Yep, already in there. And then you also need Pumkin Avatar Tools. There we go. I don't have that one. I already have Gesture Manager in here. I don't know if I already said, but I'll link it below just so you guys can get it too. Okay. So here comes the kind of awkward bit. It can be a bit of a pain, but just work through it and you can get it, okay? Just bear with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get digital and drag him here. Now we have another guy. So we're not going to move him though. And then what we're going to do here is we need to make it so that the new avatar matches the old avatar's layout. Okay. But basically, we're just copying exactly this, everything in the armature, and in this whole, it's called a hierarchy, this. Everything in here, we need to make it so that the new avatar here is the same as the old avatar, so that when we copy over the components, it doesn't cause any issues. Okay. The order doesn't matter. I just like to do it just so I know if I've got it right. Fine, just left, right, right, left, right, 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 right. So now what we're gonna do is go to Tools, Pumpkin, Avatar Tools. We'll drag it up here, and then you want to grab the new avatar, drag you up here, and then grab the old avatar and drag it into the copy from components. You might need to scroll down a little bit, but it should just be right there. Right. And then what I do is I just copy, literally I just click almost everything. Adjust, I don't click that one, no. Fizz bones, all of them, Fizzbone colliders, skin mesh renderers, yes, mesh renderers, yes. I pretty much have literally like everything on. Just about copies it entirely. We haven't got to worry about any issues. Okay. Alright. This should hopefully be ready to copy. Okay. Let's see. How'd it go? The good news is it did copy. The only problem is it didn't copy over the materials, which is definitely very weird. Seems it hasn't copied over the materials despite me specifying. So, in a situation like this, you're just gonna have to do the tedious thing of going through and assigning all the materials again. But just for the tutorial, I'm not gonna do that. I'll just show you how to get this working. So, let's just say you've done all the materials. Now what we're gonna do, go to upload, design cyber arm. I'm gonna drag my arm package in here. Okay, now my arm package is in here. First of all, we'll assign the arm to the arm, the hand to the hand, and the railgun to the railgun. Voila. Now we're gonna go to the blend shapes and turn on fold 11 just to hide that railgun. You don't need to, but it's just nice to clean things up. We'll also just drop down that one. Nice. Okay. So now to set up the railgun so that this is all working and nice. So go to Design Cyberarm, grab the audio and railgun prefabs and drag it onto the avatar. And it should be lined up relatively close to the wrist, if not directly on it. Then go to your armature, go down to shoulder right, upper arm right, and find lower arm right. Here we are. And now you're going to drag lower arm right into the parent constraints. Okay, now that they're in the parent constraints, we're just going to check. Let's make sure that the laser is in the right spot. That seems about right. It's usually going to be like in between these two. Like right between your middle finger and your ring finger. Okay. And if it isn't, you can always reposition it and then reactivate the parent constraint. Okay. So now that we've got that all set up, the next step is to do the animations and parameters and whatnot. So we're going to go to VR Labs, Avatars Free Manager, drag you up here. Get Digital, drag you up here. Add Animator to merge. Anims. And you grabbing the animator, drag in here. Merge on current. Parameters. Scroll down. Get the parameters. Copy parameters. And you don't need to do this, but I like to always set right defaults on. It just makes sure that things work correctly. I find that right defaults off, even though those are the supported versions, they tend to be a bit more finicky and break a bit more frequently. Okay, now you're going to want to find your avatar's menu. So here's the main menu here. And let's say we want it in the body. Add control, we'll name it Cyber Arm. Sub menu. I'm gonna lock that in the top right. Go to my cyber arm, grab the menu, and put it in here. And now let's check. Yep, it does have the correct ones in there. And now you pretty much should be good to go. Now, the only thing that you will find, and with adding arms like this to your avatar, is that it's already clipping, which is, this is where you're going to have to edit the shirt and move it a bit into position. You're going to want to add squish to the arm so it doesn't clip. It can be a bit awkward. If you want, I can make a tutorial on that. Let me know. Sorry if this tutorial is a bit lengthy, but let's just double check and hit play and make sure that everything's working. Because I know what I'm like. Sometimes I end up missing things. Oh, we got too many bits. Okay, so for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to really quickly delete 2 parameters because there's too many parameters. You might need to do this in order... you definitely will need to on my digital avatar. But on any other avatar, as long as it has enough parameter slots, you should be fine. Now we can hit play, because now it should work. Okay, and now that we're in play mode, you can see the arm is on. Yes, this is obviously a node cord. But this will happen unless you go ahead and weight paint and sort it out yourself with the fact that we deleted the old bone. And because we deleted the old bone, this no longer has weight paints. So you'll have to know how to fix that, which is super simple. You just need to weight it again. Anyways, we'll hide it for now. And these are the squish bones. You usually want to squish things beneath other clothing and other pieces of, well, anything for that matter. Like, if we have a jacket go all the way down this arm, you will probably need to squish the upper arm. But yeah, so without further ado, as you can see, we go to expressions, body, cyber arm. The hue shift works beautifully. Turn on the railgun. Has the whole animation. Do the right hand fist. And it has its laser. And when I do the hue shift, it works beautifully. But before I do end this tutorial, as you notice, we do have that. That's a bounding box issue. Super easy to fix. With avatars, all you really need to do is just make the bounding box bigger. Just edit the bounding box. Because whenever certain things are out of view of the bounding box, it will cause it to disappear. So realistically, you just want to make these huge. Not massive, but huge. So let's find where the arm is. Here it is. And when we dip out of this range, it will disappear. So hit edit bounds in the skin to mesh renderer, and we'll just drag it up, out, over there, over there, go to the bottom, drag it down. I'm using these little squares, by the way. You want to make sure you click on these little squares. And yeah, whenever you're doing a bounding box, you really just want to make sure that the object in the bounding box can't move out of it. So if this pivots on my shoulder, it will go down and around in like imagine like a big like semicircle here. So you want to keep it in this area, which just for simple ease, what I would do is just edit bounds like this, stop editing bounds, copy that, and just paste it on all these other pieces. So like, let's see, the body on here, right click and paste. And you can do multiple things at once, like this, right click, paste. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much the tutorial. I'm sorry if I yapped a little bit, and I hope you can get this nice and working. It should be fairly simple as long as you follow this. It's a bit of a lengthy one, but it is going to be worth it, I'm sure. It is much easier if you're making an avatar, but if you're editing one, it can be a little bit confusing. But yeah, if you need any help, please give me a message. But at the same time, please watch this. So many people message me asking for help, and it drives me nuts because people always message me for help when I've made tutorials on how to do this and they don't watch it. But yeah, anywho, I will catch you guys later. Peace.